The pan wasn't the only weapon introduced in this latest update. Every boss now has their own unique drop as well. And this time, I'm going to be taking a look at what's probably going to be the first one you pick up, the Flint. Dropped from the concierge, it is literally the concierge's hand on a stick. As such, you know, it's a big, punchy type of weapon. Charge it up to release a shockwave, much in the same way that the concierge does. It's an interesting weapon. The charge up is something a little bit unique to this weapon, and maybe like what the ice crossbow, I want to say, is the last time I saw this, where you can just hold this thing infinitely. As long as you need to. And you really do want to, because the regular damage for this weapon, not great. However, the charged up damage and the critical that you get off of it, going to be taking out enemies in a single shot for, well, a while. So it's definitely worth taking the time out to get that shockwave going, even if you're not really planning on using the shockwave as the main form of attack. It is pretty good, though, and it does go through stuff like shield bearer shields and everything like that, so it's, as well as doing just a lot of damage just alone. Okay, let's just be careful here. It's like, no, it's every part of this weapon is pretty good when you get the full charge up. The only thing is that I gotta tell you, I am kind of unsure about this weapon. Charging is kind of a tricky mechanic to sell me on, I think, in general. Oh, sure, it is satisfying to kill an enemy in one hit and everything. However, you do have the problem of needing to stand still to get that thing fully glowing with sexual energy like you need it to. And even just a couple seconds of time to charge that up, or like 1 second, if I'm being honest, can lead to getting hit quite a few times, and that's bad. On lower cell difficulties, I could see that maybe not even being a big problem at all. If you're working with a big pool of health that survival generally affords you, you can... Surely you could stand taking at least like 1 hit or something if you get the special affix can't be interrupted by enemy attacks. I could see it just actually being pretty good, because you can just... being like the ultimate tank your way through everything type of weapon when that happens. Just sit there and take all those hits right on the chin while you're like one-shotting enemies by endgame. But I don't think, you know, malaise is just going to make that too difficult to do. I don't think that that's going to work that way, and that's why, especially when it comes to this sort of run, I kind of have my reservations about using this. But hey, who knows? This is a showcase run. I haven't really used this weapon too much already, so I can't really speak to how good or bad it might be. And one of the fun things about these sort of runs is that they are always kind of a learning experience, seeing how well I can get to use this sort of stuff. Come on. I do also have a lot of weapons here unlocked to try to really support how this weapon works as well. One of the things that has come with the whole change up in how weapons scale is that a lot of weapons that, you know, used to be tactics scaling and were all about like crowd control or tactics brutality are now survival. For example, the ice grenade that I picked up here, which means that I do have a lot more stunning, a lot more crowd control capabilities than... I do like that. A lot more crowd control capabilities, and if an enemy's not attacking me, that just gives me extra time to charge this up. And there are also a lot of good weapons that have been... a lot of good survival items, weapons that have been introduced with the new boss drops, but I am trying to... I want to have those be their own video. I don't want to just totally exploit, say, something like the giant whistle, which, if I'm being honest, looks pretty good and pretty powerful. Just yet. I want to make that have its own type of run going on here before just spamming all those grenades. Had that dude fly all the way up into the stratosphere. But anyway, yeah, give them their own run. If I'm having like an especially difficult time, like working with this weapon or something, and I'm not even beating the hand of the king, which as always is kind of the goal, and you know, anything that happens after that is gravy, but if I'm having trouble even doing that, maybe I'll pull out some of the big guns that have been introduced here, but the plan right now is just to use stuff that has been introduced already and not not get the full, like, boss weapon loadout, basically. Not use all the overpowered boss characters in the game. But anyway, yeah, aside from my general reservations, I do think that there is some good tech that you can get out of this weapon. I mean, it's something that I mentioned all the way back in, what, the heavy crossbow run? Okay. Oh, and it still got me anyway. Something that I talked about, like, even all the way back in the heavy crossbow run was the idea that, you know, a weapon that you have to charge up, which there's not a whole lot of them. I think the ice crossbow is the only one that's the same sort of caliber as this one in the game, where you can charge it up infinitely. But stuff that has, like, a big swing time or whatever. If you're jumping in the air... If you're jumping in the air, enemies generally can't attack you unless they're like snipers or have some sort of range attack. So it's one of the best strategies, I think, for this run is going to be jump up in the air, charge us up, and then slam down death from above style. And it's also pretty useful because on 4 or 5 cell difficulty, enemies will be teleporting to you. That one really cheap shot that I got in on that failed experiment earlier. Dang. But sure, I'll take this. That one cheap shot that I got in on that failed experiment earlier when I was waiting for him to teleport to me was, you know, just wait for an enemy to teleport to you, have a fully charged up Flint at the ready, and if you're working with a good amount of survival, take them out in a single shot. Just kind of group everything up, exploiting the whole teleportation issue. Ooh. Definitely going to have to watch out for flying bats. Although I suppose that's probably going to be the one time that I don't want to have this fully charged up. Just to be able to get the quick hits out there so that I'm not dying to getting exploded on a bunch of times. A real possibility. Well, it's probably going to be more the malaise than anything else because I am going to be grabbing necromancy sooner than later. That's always a great help when it comes to not taking too much damage. But that's not the only thing you got to worry about. So yeah, there's some stuff you can do. You know, death from above as well as kind of baiting out teleports could be useful. Not going to be useful when you're doing, when you're up against bosses. So it's a questionable play if you would want to take, this weapon specifically for that sort of ability. And yeah. I mean, like I said, the shockwave does go through shield bearers. It's going to go through thornies, so that's nice. It is kind of like the survival equivalent of the shrapnel axe in that way, which I do also like, but hey, that's only so useful. That's only going to take you so far. There's not a whole ton of enemies that are known for having a bunch of barriers in the game. So how much use I'm going to get out of that is questionable. It's sort of like the whip or any sort of electric items, especially the electric whip, where they have like some special abilities, causing stun time and criticals in water for electricity, you know, hitting your way through shields with the whips. That, I don't know, it's just nice. It's nice to have. It's not something that I would say is a really big tantamount importance to the weapon or anything. You know, really, I think ultimately what it comes down to with the Flint is the charge time. The charge time is going to get annoying. It actually reminds me a lot of old school Mega Man, which, was it Mega Man 4, I want to say, where they first introduced the charge attack, and, you know, I hope you get used to that fully charged up sound because you're going to be hearing it forever in every single Mega Man game past that point. Because you always want to have that thing charged up at the ready for whenever you got an enemy coming towards you. And that's not quite the same thing here. I mean, obviously you can't move when you are charging this up. But just having to take time out there, I think is kind of frustrating. It is a big attack. It is a big attack. It is going to take down enemies in a single shot a lot of the time. But, you know, the vulnerability, the fact that you have to wait. Survival weapons already have that problem in spades when it comes to the fact that you have to kind of wait a long time. And even though you can hold this one, which is cool and everything, it's like it just makes you feel it even more. I mean, even something like the... Okay. I'd like to just get a good shield parry going on here, but there's too many other snipers happening as well. There's also going to be an issue when you're trying to get charges going on. Yep. Baiting a teleport into... that was close. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? It reveals invisible enemies? Sure, why not? Okay. Oh, God. Oh, that was really bad. The stun time and everything was just not on my side there. And then I also forgot what I was talking about, too. Oh, yeah, charge attacks. Charge attacks are cool. I think it's kind of that double-edged sword that I also have with, like, grinding, where it's like, hey, I do like kind of taking time out to just sit down and grind out something, but I also know that in my heart of hearts, it's not good gameplay. That it's like, this is something specific to me. And the idea here also of, hey, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to sit still, get a good big attack going on. It's like, sometimes does not make for the most engaging gameplay. And I do think that with the whole fact that you're not getting too much damage out of the regular attacks and everything, there is just going to be a lot of time where you're just going to be sitting here waiting for charge attacks, setting traps for enemies and everything like that. Which, it's just not part of my general gameplay, even though, hey, I'll do what it takes to win, man. Okay, come on. Something like Something like Nerves of Steel had a similar sort of thing going on, where you got big hits, but then you had to be very careful about the timing of that. But that also had kind of like a little bit of an engaging game too, where you get as close as possible without going over, essentially. The Price is Right style mechanic. I do think that made it more interesting to use. But again, this is all just me saying that I don't really know how this run is going to go. I have my own potential issues with this, but that doesn't mean anything if it just turns out like the damage scaling is out of this world or something by the end. And I'll be completely happy about having taken this weapon throughout the entire thing. Get to the final boss and I'm just chunking off health like nobody's business. Maybe like by the time he starts to gain resistance to ice or something like that, and the king is already dead. That would be the dream, but I don't know. Well, anyway, yeah, I do think that, I'm looking at this here and it's just, oh God, I'm getting hit so much. I'm getting hit so much. Well, this is why you take the heart. Yeah, I do think that the general way that I'm going to want to go about doing this is... Ooh. Sure. Is, try to get in front of an enemy and then wait for them to teleport to me. There's apparently nothing there. Alright then. Okay, well, the other strategy that I'm going to have to go for here, which is always a very fun one, is to, save up money to... get a potion charge in the next area. Well, let's take these guys out first. Well, the malaise does not kill you anymore. It's not a death sentence. It's just merely stepping stone on your way there. Brings down 10% health, and you're not having a good time. I want to just get... I'm going to go fully in... I mean, this is also a form of crowd control and everything, and I want to go fully in on survival right now. Try to get as much damage as possible. It does seem like enemies do get double hit by the critical attack, then followed by the shockwave, which is why I guess I am getting such good damage out of this weapon. Something I didn't really notice until I came up against enemies tanky enough to survive a hit here. Ooh. Now, with Poison Synergy, I am going to probably want to go for... the 100% affix on this weapon sooner than later. But we'll see kind of how that works out over time. There are a lot of affixes you can get on survival weapons now, and some of them are not... Okay. Some of them can be frustrating. I do also have Rampart unlocked. Rampart and Tonic, in case the time comes where, like, just instead of trying to stun enemies, instead I want to go completely invincible and then just destroy them in that way. Whoa, boy. Could also just be that, I mean, I'm not working with a extremely low-level version of this weapon. I feel like I should be getting a little bit more damage here, but... no. Malaise is just... It's gonna be the biggest problem here, and I know it. I mean, like I said, you could tank your way through everything. Just forget about taking damage. Go instead for just can't be interrupted by an enemy attack. Charge up everything fully. You know, basically work like the concierge. Like the concierge's outfit that I am currently using. He doesn't care about nothing. Should have got like the Aura of Laceration for the off chance that I might have gotten a colorless version of that gun. Full concierge here. Of course, concierge is also the easiest boss in the game, so maybe that's not something to aspire to. Hard to say. I mean, the dude is the heavy. At least playing on survival does feel like a good tribute to that sort of character. Nice. That's the first thing I'm looking for. And all I need is the exit, and then I'm going to be grabbing... How did that not? You know what? I ain't even going to worry about this. If you're going to be... I mean, I suppose that this, as far as weapon goes, is probably better to take out the... that particular ability, that particularly elite ability, because, you know, your shockwave does go through the shield. Doesn't do any damage to them, but it does go through the shield, so you can hit the whole invincibility crystals on the other side. It's just... I don't want to put myself at any more risk. I feel like there has been... this run is going questionably right now, and I want to play this thing safe. Don't want to be too uncautious. I really... Oh, right. One of the things now in this latest update is you can deactivate the curse pop-up, which is... I thought it's like, hey, didn't I take alienation? I should be getting cursed right now, and I did, but I forgot that the curse pop-up doesn't show anymore. Nope. I already played with fire enough by staying in that area for more than 1 second. Okay. Careful. And the flying enemies are not really helping out here either. But as long as I'm cautious, as long as I'm really playing this one careful and slow, which, it's like, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do when it comes to Dead Cells after all. Always held to that idea, going to continue doing so. I mean, it might just also be worth, like, hitting them a bunch of times for the breach alone to prevent them from doing too much damage to me. You know, maybe I was kind of going... This is something that I do a lot, the whole idea... Even all the way back in the day when I was playing Dawn of Sorrow for the first time. My first Castlevania game, actually. Was, I went for the Claymore, because that was the biggest damage. It had the biggest number on it. And I realize now that was a mistake, but... It's like, try to convince me back then that the biggest damage wasn't going to be the best one to do. So it could easily be that... It could easily be that you really do want to just go with a bunch of small hits here. And that's going to be the most effective way to go about just trying to get a good Flint run off the ground. Try to get a good hook into this Flint run. I really can't buy any of these. I need to afford that potion charge later on. And also the cough syrup, if I possibly can. So yeah, let's not even mess around with that, and try to avoid messing around with elites. I think that anyone that has the the various electric whip ability on them is going to be very bad to go up against when it comes to... Can't buy anything. What are you doing? Very bad to go up against with this weapon. Well, go grab the curse. Go get to the next area. Should probably have an easier time dealing with... Man, come on, really. Should probably have an easier time from there dealing with various curse issues. And also, I do think that I'm probably going to get a little bit more usage out of the rampart than punishment comparatively. Especially if I'm trying to show off this weapon more than anything else. Punishment is great for doing damage. It's not great for doing damage with anything else other than punishment, though. Alright, so last thing to do, just go down the hallway, grab the curse chest, and see if I can avoid drowning Colonel. Boy, I hope this isn't chock-a-block full of enemies. No, good. Yeah, and here I'm going to be hitting up a lot of curse chests over the course of this, so... Sure, I suppose. I'm going to be hitting up a lot of curse chests over the course of this, so hey... It might have been worth taking something like a heavy turret or the Aura of Laceration to go full concierge, because there's a good chance that with the small amount of things that I have unlocked that I'm just going to be able to get a colorless version of that. Had that one very good brutality run a little while back that was fueled almost entirely by colorless and legendary heavy turrets. But I've also said before that it's not something you want to plan on. It can also muddy up the item pool in other ways, so that items that you might get that would be useful in other ways are not very good here. Yes, I didn't want to spend any money. What are you even thinking? I really gotta save and scrimp here to try to, you know, not die. Try to get back up all my healing options. Because I'm still not convinced that... I mean, you only get one heart. And you lose that thing. Yeah, you do get fully cleared of malaise and everything like that, but... I really want to save that for later in this run and not so early. Okay. 15 survival is not bad. And also doing a little bit of extra damage on top of that with the wolf trap. Is also going to be something I think that will kind of fuel my general... that was a risk that I shouldn't have probably taken. Fuel my general damage over time that I'm hoping for here. Damage over time DPS that I'm hoping for. It's not the same thing. But yes. Man, I think I'm going to have an easier time against Thornies. Going to have a harder time against Shockers, I'm pretty sure. That's definitely where just hammering at all points, hammering as much as possible, I think is going to be a better idea in general for me. Nope. Charge that up fully. There we go. Oh boy. I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting sort of run, to be sure. Definitely a different way of looking at survival, and probably the correct way you should be looking at it if you're doing a melee build entirely, but it's not like it's getting any less stressful over time. Oh well, even the worst weapon can be buffed up by enough stats to get to a point where it's great. So I think that regardless of what's going to happen, just surviving these curses is really all I'm going to need to have a decent time. You know, overall though, if I was going to choose like what the most powerful type of run is at this point in time, I would probably say that it is survival. When I was okay, good. I was worried there for a second that I might not have been able to kill that and would be in a bad position. Yeah, when I was re-getting all of the items, especially the 5th cell-specific one, wink wink, I don't know what I'm going to do for that run since I want to try to avoid spoilers, but at the same time, yeah. Whoa, just trying to go for some fun shenanigans. Well, I can't take this. It's not the run, but yes, when I was going for getting all the rest of the the various items, especially the 5-cell one. I just did a quick boomerang run, completely blitzed my way through the game, no problem. I mean, by the time that I got to the end, I was just chatting about, like, types of sandwiches or whatever. And it was nothing. It was nothing. I mean, compare that to the various tactics runs that I've had going on here, especially the extreme glass cannon type of deal, which was successful. Can't say it wasn't, but I want to say that it's like you were on the razor's edge the entire time. Whereas, like, survival, you get something like a good double boomerang run, it just feels like you're on easy street, start to end. Well, maybe not. Yeah. I was wondering, it's like, could I avoid getting hit by that? And the answer was no. Like, the double boomerang, obviously the biggest problem was not dying to curses, but that's always the case when it comes to Jed cells at this point in time in general. I feel like the number one thing I die to is curses. So, it's like, aside from that, you know, you're able to tank your way through a lot, and the range and the amount of damage that you get off of doing a really good boomerang run is just great. And that can work for just about any sort of range type of weaponry. If you're going to be going for, like, a multiple Nox bow or like a marksman's bow, you can get that thing to work. It's like you get a huge amount of damage. You get a lot of very quality options to keep yourself out of harm's way and keep yourself from taking a whole lot of malaise. A lot of healing options. I mean, necromancy alone will prevent a lot of that. What? Come on now. How is that not a parry? But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I do think that's where, like, the current meta would be at now that they've nerfed Tainted Flask, at least for me. And you can't get 3 charges of Tainted Flask just going through the 5-cell area. As a matter of, just a matter of running through there. I mean, of course, I do think that one of the best builds that you can do, the Giant Killer, is still definitely as good as ever, but that's just because it eliminates one of the hardest parts of any Dead Cells run dealing with bosses. And, well, not eliminates, but alleviates, I suppose would be the word. Yeah, the idea that it's like the whole extreme glass cannon, it does work because what you do is, because all you need to do is just prevent an enemy from attacking you by killing them first. I mean, it's the simplest sort of idea, and it does work to an extent. It's just, there's so much safer and less stressful options out there that I don't know if it's worth it. Well, hey, if nothing else, Magic Missile, 100% worth taking on just about any run, including 5-cell, if you're going to be going for that particular build. In the meantime, talking about the ways that I'm probably going to die in this run, let's go get another curse chest. 16 survival isn't bad. I mean, like, not even to the first boss. Probably going to be able to hit, oh, great, this is the entire wrong direction to go. But, yeah, not even to the first boss, already near, probably going to get to 20 survival before I get to the dude. It's like, that's pretty alright. It's just, I don't know. Could just be poor play. Could just be that this weapon's quite difficult to use. Wow, that was a lot of enemies. That was many enemies. Menemies, as I like to say. And I mean, I'll keep what I got here. It's just really unfortunate that, what's going to be teleporting down here, by the way. It's just really unfortunate that I'm so high up on malaise. But, hey, Necromancy will do me good in the next area. I should still be able to afford that potion charge. I don't know about anything else, but I'll give her the old college try. There. You too. And not you, but yeah, you'll work. There. Oh, boy. Well, one more curse avoided. One more god rejected. So I suppose that's good enough. It's good enough for what I'm working with. By the way, I still don't have poison 100%, so can't pick that up because I really do need to think about my healing. It's just kind of keep that in mind, I guess. Okay. Yeah, as useful as the shockwave could be against Thornies, it hasn't really been as nice as I was hoping, just because of the fact that, you know, enemies will teleport to you, and that's, Oh, come on! You're killing me, Smalls. But, yeah, enemies will teleport to you, and that's, bad as far as trying to prevent you from not hitting their back goes. Alright, okay. Can kill some more enemies, but that's not really going to do me any good. Going to lose the health immediately because of the maxed out malaise bar. And if I die, I do get... I'm shocked. Oh, great. I'm shocked that I didn't get hit by any of those shockers there. Which, I mean, I guess only makes sense if you think about it. But also, like, oh my god, get me in here right now. The circumstances that I found myself in are what I would describe as dire. And this is perhaps my only salvation. The only one that I could hope for. Well, hey, if I get hit at this point in time, I'm not really going to be taking any more, Oh, really? That's it. 3. I'm not going to be taking any more malaise damage. Now I will. Oh, well, just got to kill a bunch of enemies and get right back up on full health. And there's probably enough dudes left in the ossuary to make that happen. I hope. Stuns the victim? Yeah, okay. I'll give her a try. I don't know, maybe, yeah, maybe what I can do is I can do just like a single hit. You know, like one, just quick hit, and then charge up the next thing, but I'm pretty sure the stun is very not great. And also, as you know, the enemies are going to gain resistance to that pretty quickly and everything like that, so gotta save up for that potion charge. Don't forget about your mission. That's the most important thing right now, the mission. Yeah, it is a very brief stun. But, you know, the stun will prevent enemies from, will knock enemies out of their attacks, so it's not completely useless. It's just, the strategy that I had to... The strategy that I was working with here was not as good. That said, I do think it's going to make, regular tiny attacks a lot more beneficial to myself, so... Maybe that's worth it alone. Stop taking so much malaise here as I'm going through the levels. Nope. I would consider taking a non-malaised up one at this point in time, but malaised up one is no good. Alright, go grab that last little gem and get out of here. Finally get the showdown that we've all been waiting for. Concierge v. Concierge. V. Kramer. And, I don't know, 23 health is not a lot to get in there with. But, hey, I'm trying not to get hit anyway. It's just, you know, gotta get some of those good legendary items, so maybe it'll work out fine regardless. Also do stuff like this to kind of buff it up a little bit more, but that's only gonna take you so far. Especially if you accidentally hit a Thorny's back once again. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Oh man. Yeah, stuff like the telluric shock as well as the whistle, I would like to say are just do give you some great yeah, I'll try it. Do give you some great ranged options, which I think are, you know, like you don't want to discount. I hope there's you know, 5 more enemies left in the level. But aside from that, which is why I do think that having stuff like that would be pretty good. The stun time and everything is nice. I wouldn't begrudge it. It's just, I don't think it's as good as... I just don't think that it's as good as just some pure damage. Just some pure range damage that you don't have to worry about. And something like Wolf Trap also does buff up your damage as well, so I would say that it is also... I would consider it the same sort of damage increasing. Well, that's actually kind of good, but... I mean, sure, just replace that, I suppose. I was kind of thinking, it's like, well, maybe I could just take both and then, you know, really be able to poison stuff easily. But I don't think that's... I don't think that's going to work very well. Just a hunch. Yeah, could give it a try, but... yeah. Punishment, like I said, as nice as that would be, I think that just trying to go for some parries is going to be a better, just in general. Going to prevent me from taking a lot of damage if I can get that parry off so good. That should be about it, though. All right, let's go. I don't know how this one's going to go, but I do have a lot of range going on here, and it's all ready. And it's all, and you know, maybe finding a weapon a little bit later on that gives me poison damage would also be good too. If I really felt like it, I could probably go and attempt to re-roll into getting 100% on poison, but I don't think that's a good idea right now. Stunning will at least help out quite a bit in not taking a bunch of damage from the... in, like, stunning him a bunch of times. I mean, simple as that. Like this. Good stuff. And, okay. And come on. All right. Then, yeah, we'll continue to take damage in the Wolf Trap. I mean, this is not the best. It's working, though. The whole, like, stun timing as well as... ooh, just general range and everything is actually, like, doing okay, I'd like to say. Okay, all right, all right. Oh, man. Just keep going. Just keep going. Get every single time you possibly can, get that critical going on there. Double hit and everything is quality stuff. Damn it, I thought he was going to do the punch. I was sorely mistaken. Oh, well. Single point of damage is something. It's not great, but... not gonna die either. Oh, generates Toxic Cloud, and yeah. Give me this. Generates Toxic Cloud, 100% on poisoned is a good way to set up some synergies. To the point that I do think that I might be taking a different grenade then instead. It also kind of feeds into its own synergy of doing extra damage on the thing that it just poisoned. So that's always a good thing too. All right, a lot of flying enemies versus a lot of just powerful enemies and ranged enemies. I think the Sanctuary is going to have to be the one I go for this time. Because it's going to be the better of the two options. The bombers are going to kill me. Yeah. I don't know. It's like this, right. We are looking at, like, just the... the run is going. It's going. I just don't know how much longer it's going to last. Oh, well, I only need to last until the Hand of the King, after all, so we'll see. Oh, yeah, something that I didn't mention was that the shoulder pads of the concierge outfit, I guess, are also have the sort of pokey bits. Brass knuckles is what I've had it described to me as before. that the concierge has. The man has a lot of hands. Or at least has a lot of hands since transforming into a weird monster man. Well, transforming. Getting turned into a weird monster man via evil science. Well, that was pretty good. Do want to avoid that leap, though. And there we go. Well, this is going to be a little bit awkward, but if I can blitz him down fast enough, it's not going to be an issue. Or if I... Oh, right, I have the whole stun thing. Let's just... That hit nothing! You lose. Good day, sir. There we go. And gold as well as a sell. I mean... Nah. I already got gold as well as a sell here and 75% damage reduction. And the whole dodging burn thing does work well with the wolf trap, but I mean, well is relative. And let's just go for maximum amount of damage here. Make sure that, or maximum amount of health. Just make sure that I can still take a hit. Something that would be useful would be taking a. Something that would be useful would be taking a. Okay. Well, I forgot what I was saying, so just forget about it. It wasn't important anyway. The incredible issues that I was running into there were, I think I'm justified in forgetting my train of thought. You always kind of like looking at this. I mean, I've described this commentary as being like a bubble. That, you know, hey, while it works, it's beautiful, and then when it doesn't, it's gone. Do not mourn its loss, for it was already dead. Oh, man. Oh, I just got clipped there? Because I didn't do the wall running? I was trying to run up the wall there to prevent myself from getting hit by a bunch of fireballs, but it just was not working. There we go. If this is an elite golem, no. It is. Nope, forget about that then. I'm out of here. Not worth it. If it was any other enemy, I could maybe justify it, but an elite golem is just not happening. Maybe if it's like the last thing that I need to... There we go. I mean, if it's like the last thing that I would need, like the last little bit of money that I would need to get another potion charge. Maybe. And that's the only circumstance. Oh, yes, I just remembered what I was saying. I was thinking that, hey, I should go... Damn it. Maybe I should go and get dead inside. I mean, after the next area, there's not going to be any more curse chests, so it would be worth taking it there if I was going to take it ever. And get wrecked. Okay. And now with the invincibility, can just charge up and go. This is actually going just fine. I really thought this area was going to go a lot worse. I mean, it's not like I've completely avoided taking damage or anything like that, but it's, hey, it's better than I expected that it was going to go. Both of these two, I want to say that like the Slumbering Sanctuary, Stilt Village tend to be like the biggest sticking points in a lot of runs. Enemies are rough to deal with here. You got your demons in one area, your bombers in the other. And, of course, if you're going to choose the third option, going into the graveyard, that also has its own issues. Should go without saying. But as far as a run is going here, this one's going okay. I'll take it. I'm not going to say this is the best one that I've ever had or anything, but I'm staying alive, I guess. You know what? Let's go. Because I do think the Death Orb, combined with stationary enemies, getting that 100% on poisoned, I think that could be pretty good. I think it's going to be better than the sort of slow roll that I'm getting with the cooldown on the grenade. Which, I mean, slow roll. This is like the slowest of weapons. And of course, the first thing that happens... Well, here, run over here. Or not. And, yeah. Just run in there and just smash them with the hammer that you got. When all you got is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. And let me tell you, there's a lot of nails that I've been killing in this run. And it's like, yeah, the whole, like, drop-down type of strategy is working out pretty well. So, I'm happy about that. I'm happy that I was, that sort of assessment that I had was working. I'm not going to take any more curse chests during the course of this. I think that once you turn on the AT switch, that the curse chest time is over and the surviving time is now. Because otherwise you're just asking to get killed by a golem. And boy, would that be a pretty ignoble end to. Great. And that's stun on there. And one more. Okay. Yeah, don't want to end like that. Sepulcher is probably where I'm going to be going next. Sepulcher doesn't have any ranged enemies, doesn't have any sort of things that's going to be doing some cheap shots in on you. Many enemies that will be doing cheap shots in on you here. Oh, okay. Oh, and it doesn't matter anyway. The slight damage over time build that I got going on here has actually been pretty effective. And I knew it would be, but I also knew that it would be a little bit cheesy compared to what I should be doing in the run and everything. But hey, if I get 60 kills, that'd be cool too. Ugh. Okay. There's one curse chest. And then should somewhere around here, a second curse chest. Do I have enough money for another potion charge? I don't. Damn. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I am going to... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get the 60 kills. I deserve the 60 kills. It's not like I'm going to be getting any other time doors at this point in time. So, 60 kills. Maybe get an upgrade for my Flint. And then book her on out of here as cursed as I possibly could be. That's the idea. Unreasonably cursed. Also, another good synergy there. Well, I can at least buy the cough syrup. And the cough syrup will kind of prevent me from getting too malaised up, even if I do get hit quite a few times. Yeah. 57, but that's not enough. And take out you first. Well, at least try to take out you first and then get hit anyway. Oh, I mean, I didn't kill either one of them immediately, and then I just get clipped by a single bomb. It's the way that so many kill counters get reset now, isn't it? Okay, well, let's get into the food shop. Go buy some malaise cure. Like I said, go grab all the curse chests and get out of here then. And you know, take what you can get, I suppose. And that's not bad. If I prevent myself from taking any more damage from... If I can prevent myself from taking any more malaise, I will have this fully cured by the... Probably fight the timekeeper, if I was going to guess anything. Because I don't think the giant's going to be a friendly character to encounter in this type of run. A slow melee weapon? It's like, no, you want to go to that dude with range stuff. You want to arrange him so right. I might be able to, like, on the overhead swing, hit the hands, but that's a questionable play on every front. Oh, I already took this one. I forgot. I thought I got cursed at the start of this here, but I thought it was not... I didn't think it was the one that came from the cell door. I thought it was the just kind of free-floating chest, but then I found that chest at the end there, so I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't get cursed. Bubble memory. You got the... All of existence exists on this bubble. And that's why you can pack a lot of information in there, but it will also burst at any second. And okay. Got up to, what, 25? Not bad. Not enough, though. I want to get like 35 or something. I want to go a crazy huge when it comes to any like cheap shots I can get here before leaving. Nah. Okay. I'm going to go crazy huge when it comes to stat cheer. I do think that that's always... I mean, I just said it earlier, actually. Getting enough stats will make anything into a powerhouse. So why not just take advantage of that as much as possible? If you got them stats, shove them in there. I'm not worried about health. I got a lot of survival going on because I'm building survival. It's like this is... If I can hit like 35 or so by the end of this, I wouldn't be unhappy. And this is kind of the best this is kind of best route to go through for... Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Kind of the best route to be going through for statage. Mm-hmm. Ooh, don't take any darkness damage here. Yeah, I'm looking for, like, invisible enemies. That's what's going to kill me right now. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's enough. That's enough. Doesn't really matter past this point. I do still have 4 potion charges. I do still have a heart. Survival as it is looking up, certainly. And here's one of the last 2 curse chests of the game. And take those guys out. And then I'm probably also just going to want to spend as much money as possible getting... Okay. And there we are. Spend as much money as possible trying to get a good upgrade for the Flint. And I think that's going to be kind of where the run's going to turn out. There's still a possibility that I will... Oh, this is not a problem. This is of enemies to fight here. This is kind of not the most important one. But what was I saying here? Yeah, it's like I might switch up like the Death Orb for something else later on, maybe like a tonic or a bomb. But aside from that, I want to say that I'm mostly done as far as build goes. Bam. 1 curse chest left, and then at least I don't have to worry about that for the rest of the game. And boy, that Death Orb is, despite being nerfed, still can pack quite a punch now, can't it? Stun timing is also being pretty good. Is also pretty good for me too. Okay, poisons enemies, spreads inflammable oil, freezes enemies, block the parry. I think I want to go with the freeze. Kinda just make it so that enemies are going to be working on my terms. No 100% on poison still. That's that's a very wily... It's a very wily affix to get on survival weapons. I knew that. I knew the risks when I came in here, but it also works well just on its own with the whole synergy that it has working with the wolf trap. And it comes from the wolf trap. It's like getting one of those... Wait, which one was this? Was this 2? Yes. Poisons enemies, whatever. Neither of these are good. Alright, it's like getting Hokuto's bow, the poisons enemies. Just, it can feed into its own synergies, which is great. Which is the exact sort of thing that I'm looking for. A lot more common when it comes to the wolf trap, though, so it is, it's not surprising that I was able to get something like that. Getting the 100% on poison, though, is... Getting the 100% on poison, though, is a little bit rarer to have those show up at the same time. Well, and there. What you got? Just give me something with like two survival on there. That's all I'm looking for as far as a necklace goes. That's all I really want, because I just want to have like a decent amount of survival and not worry too much about getting health. After this run, after this area, I'm going to be switching out the... I think I am just going to go for getting dead inside and just getting a huge health pool from that point on. Huge health, huge malaise pool. Be quite nice and help out a lot with some of the issues that I've been running into with this run. I need 4. I'm not really looking for 4. I want to get 1. And I want to keep that 4 door open just on the off chance that I... nah. Just on the off chance that I run out of enemies in the rest of the level to actually fight. Which has happened, and will probably happen again. I'd still like to get something. It might be worth taking some biters. I want to try to give them a chance here, but I don't really know if anything's going to make that worthwhile. Maybe like a causes bleed or something like that could be good, but I have my doubts at actually seeing that at any point in time during this run. Well, just really not a whole lot happening in here now. Nothing really. Nothing much here otherwise. I think I'm just going to go see what's in the 60 cell door and kind of go from there. Or the 60 cell door. The 60 kill door that I have at the end of this area that's going to be coming up. There we go. Well, with the 4 cell door open and everything, I should be able to clear out this curse if necessary. Nah, don't need that, don't need that. Would also just be a pain to try to upgrade and everything like that too, so I will go without it for the time being. Yep, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, and 1 left. And last curse of the game. Nice. Okay. So now that that is cleared out, I can go switch out for more health, just in general. And then see if I might be able to manage a win here. I don't know. I said before that I do think that survival does give you so many more chances compared to anything else right now. But is that enough? Maybe. Or maybe I'm just going to get to the 5 cell area and just get malaised up like you wouldn't even believe. Which I do think is if I'm going to guess, I'm going to say that's probably how that's going to go. Which is unfortunate, but it's how that cookie crumbles after all. You don't always get what you want. But I want to say that for like just finishing this run, looking pretty good. A dicey start, but hey, you get enough stats, anything's powerful enough. Even like the OG version of... Actually, doing the double hit there was pretty cool. I should have been trying to do that more over the course of this run. Yeah, it's like even something like the original Spartan sandals was only made possible by the fact that I just loaded on as many stats as possible and got the damage to be wacky crazy. At this point in time, it's actually a lot better, the Spartan sandals, but yeah, it's... Oh, boy. Oh, no. The invisibility necklace. I can't. I can't. You know I can't. Just get out of here. Stop tempting me with that. Oh, man, especially because I know it's going to just be the worst to try to deal with the librarians in the 5 cell area. If you don't use the YOLO, you can reset your mutations without losing it. Which is nice. But something that I know people are always kind of confused at when they see that. Yeah, you can reset your mutations and get the YOLO again, but only if you already have it and haven't used it. It's a big distinction to make. Okay, well, this is not nearly as pleasant of a type of fight as fighting the concierge, but I don't know. What? Oh, the stun! She got stunned out of her golf swing and then immediately went into the regular swings, which is why I was waiting for her to... Oh, come on. I was waiting for her to try to golf swing me so I could parry it, and... So yeah, that fight went well, needless to say. Still not quite down no malaise, but like, it's looking good. This is looking pretty good. I do think that, yeah, just going for as many survival points as possible was the right choice. Cool. Oh, well, in the meantime, the invisibility necklace would have been so choice to get here, but, hey, it's not how that worked. Cookies, crumbling, etc. You know how it goes. Oh, okay. Always want to take this one a little carefully. Just a little bit. Because enemies are not going to be very kind here. By the way, this is a terrible example of me taking this carefully, so don't do what Donnie Don't does. However, it's working. It's working. I don't know, man. I'm worried about the malaise more than anything else. I mean, even at only like 27,000 health, which is not a lot at this point in time, I'm still not taking it too many huge hits. That's going to change later on, but I don't know. I'll be eventually switching out necromancy for something else as well, and that might give me a... That might happen to give me a little bit of room for something like disengagement, which will help me with a not very tanky survival run. Usually don't really think of it being like that, but it happens. This is not where I want to go. Okay, still kind of hoping to get some sort of 100% on poisoned... Okay, 100% on poisoned... Flint. Okay, I think that for like enemies that are going to be enemies that are going to be pains to deal with, I should probably just go for small hits here. I do still have the stun time on everything. It's like, let the punishment fit the crime, fit the enemy type, and stop getting hit so much. Good lord. Okay. And yeah, that'll work. Okay, what do we got here? But nothing that's 100% unpoisoned. And rather tanky fellows, but not tanky enough to deal with the damage output that I'm dealing here. And necromancy does still have my back as far as 1.6 is... God, they nerfed that so much, didn't they? I can't even believe that happened. Oh well, I might need to take potion charge here soon enough. I'll still be okay if I can get to the Hand of the King fight with relatively little malaise taken, but I got my doubts there. That's going to happen. Oh, hey. Demons are definitely going to be an issue. Those guys are going to deal a lot of malaise, which is an issue. And aside from that, everything else that's happening too is also bad. So when I have an enemy caught in that wolf trap, they take a lot of damage. And that's good for me, but only so useful when it comes to... Nah, forget about this then. And he just stomped through there like I was planning to in the first place. Oh, there's a Royal Guard. Let's just leave right now and not deal with that guy. Oh, there's another Royal Guard. Perfect. Those guys are going to be a problem. Well, this is also the point in time where, like, using the heart might be a good idea. So I can get rid of all of my malaise and... You know, just sacrifice that for the greater good, let's say. I was really hoping that I might just be able to clip him on the head there, and not gonna happen. And... well, that's at least a little bit of malaise reduced. Get that stun time there. Good. Okay. Seems like actually exploiting the whole stun thing is kind of the best way to go about doing that for the time being. I'm going to go for all 3 keys just because, well, I want to get them stats. Man, I am very bad at not getting hit. But, oh, speaking of stats, or, oh man, this would be amazing. This would be just great right now. But I can't take it. Not on the menu today. Like a fast dagger weapon with 30 plus survival? Oh my god, that would be just incredible. And also I got like a good synergy going on with the wolf trap with the whole like disperses the toxic cloud. Oh man, that would be so good. But I can't do it. Might I remind ye of the parable of the cookie? Man, though. Hey, stop that. And, yep, gonna be, we're looking at heart usage. This is definitely a use heart time. Unfortunately, but, hey, I'm gonna do what it takes to survive, really. And there. All right, well, I hope the exit isn't too far away from here, but there's a good chance that it will be. Come on now. Just climb up the wall, please. Have mercy. Great. Oh, and also a great affix, or a great ability on him, too. My favorite kind. Gold as well as a cell. Oh man, you know, that's the amount of damage that I've been taking from those guys is with a 75% damage reduction. Good lord, I am. Those guys do way too much damage, don't they? All right, looks cool. And let's actually take a 21% health here at this point in time. I just need to get to a point where I'm not dying all the time. Damage is looking pretty good, and as much as I would like to go like full glass cannon, with a survival build? Come on, now that's just asking for trouble. Yoink, and let's get out of here. Very nice. Now what's the most... Oh! Didn't realize that way down there, there was apparently a stat scroll that I missed. I'm going to have to go get that one right now. There. Oh boy, oh boy. Those Royal Guard guys that you now find in this level are pretty difficult to deal with. They got the dash and they got a jump. Now that one actually worked out pretty well. That less so. But oh well, I'm not really concerned. Again, Necromancy is going to have my back as far as keeping me malaised, not too malaised up. Great. And you too. Oh boy. Give me that assassin scroll. And you guys fly directly into the spikes, please. You too. Come on, do it. I thought I was going to get hit by that ball and chain. So did I. And 40,000 health. That's at least better. I mean, I'm not disappointed in that. That's about as much as I could kind of hope for with the weird way that I've been building this. Oh, wow. I actually got the bomber before it was... No, you can't. Don't do that to me. Stop doing that. Cut that out. You know I'm on a diet of not taking invisibility necklaces. Ah, man, she clipped me right at the last second there. And there. Stun timing also worked to kind of hit him out of that attack. Having a shield just in general is good good counter to the general stuff the Guardian Knights do. It's, you know, you just don't want to get hit by that in the first place. It still does deal a little bit of malaise damage there. Okay, it looks like the actual exit is probably right after the entrance to the Botanic Laboratory down there. Unfortunately. So well, I mean, I had to come up here to go get the stat, but everything else was not really entirely necessary to do, and I kind of feel stupid for doing that. Oh well. There's a lot of resignation in this episode. And get up to 33. Crush is all right. Not amazing or anything, though. The Rampart, though, I might want to switch out. 225% damage. I mean, the damage, though, like, does it matter? The freezing, the critical hits, I mean, I guess it does cause enemies to bleed and everything, but that's not like that useful. Oh, well, I'm just going to get out of here. And save up my money, hopefully then in the 5-cell area, finally get an upgrade for the Flint here. Because I've been working with this one for a while, and it's been serving me well, certainly. But it's also, it could be better. I could get a better version of this, certainly. I will be attempting that, knowing that I got 2 shops, a lot of money to be able to buy that stuff in the next area. Like 250%, 100% on poisoned wouldn't be terrible at all. All right, let's go. Good. Good damage going on. Hey, come on, don't. Well, there goes my perfect fight. Oh. I was kind of going for... There, Rampart's actually working out in the way that I wanted to. And hey, one of the nice things about this weapon is that I am going to be clearing out the big flags. The battle standards? Yeah. Stop taking so much damage. Tried to go for the parry there. Didn't quite work in the way I wanted it to. Uh-oh. Wow, I actually got killed there.